Didn't you hear that bell? It's time to sit down for film class, everybody. And today is not a session, and today is not, talking about something I watched last night. Today is a little class here when you all sit down and try to relax and pay attention, you little punks. This is today in class, I'm going to be telling you a few film recommendations. I started making a list long time ago. A lot of it started during when COVID first started, because I started making a list of all the movies and shows I was watching during COVID quarantine. And of course, the list just kept growing, and then it's been going on since basically last night. Because now I've decided to separate, stuff I've watched in the past to what I watch now to review and talk about in class. So, starting with basically stuff I've been watching, and stuff that I've been watching before COVID and all this stuff, just movies that I've watched in the past, and also movies that I really want to have in my home that I don't have yet. And I'm going to be doing 3 movies per video. So I'm going to spend about maybe 10 minutes per movie. That's kind of a little bit of a gamble because I don't have I didn't pull up trivia or anything about it. I'm just basically going to tell you about the movie itself that I really enjoyed. And again, this is just a recommendation of 3 movies. Movies and TV shows. Because like I said, I'll do 3 each episode. Each class. Alright, so this is my first set of recommendations. 3 movies. I watched these all 3 during quarantine, I believe. Definitely 2 of them. The TV show I'm about to tell you, I don't know if I necessarily watched it during quarantine. That whole time was really hazy. Number 1, though, #Alive. #Alive is a zombie movie. I want to say it's Korean, but hold on, give me 1 second. #Alive IMDb. I think it's Korean. Well, shit. Someone please tell me wrong if this is not a Korean movie, but I believe that it is. So this movie is a zombie apocalypse movie, but it's a zombie apocalypse movie that only focuses on 2 characters, but mostly just one for most of the movie. It takes place in a apartment complex where the main character is at home while his parents and whatever is out, and the zombie apocalypse starts, so he basically barricades himself into his apartment building. In his apartment room. So the whole movie basically just takes place in this one room where he's trying to survive the zombie apocalypse. And then of course he makes a friend that's across the complex, a girl who's also barricaded herself in her apartment, and he becomes friends with her. This movie was really fucking cool, honestly. I love all zombie movies. I think there's a lot of zombie movies out there that suck, but even the ones that suck still, it's zombies. You just basically watch it for zombies and zombie killing. Sorry, I had a yawn. But I really enjoyed this movie. Again, it's very centered on just 2 characters, and of course, he runs out of supplies, so he has to go into other people's apartments to find supplies and food and stuff like that. And then he barricades the door with his refrigerator because there's the lock to his door gets broken, so he has to barricade with the refrigerator, but then also there's this really big fat zombie that broke down his door, so his door is very weak. But the movie's really good, and again, it's only focused on these 2 characters, again, mostly around the main guy character, but you get to see him trying to learn zombie stuff, and he has to check the apartment, so he has a drone that goes up different floors because he's trying to find survivors or food and stuff like that. But I really enjoyed it. And the ending actually was really lighthearted and kind of happy. It wasn't a super dark movie. It was just basically of just survival during a zombie apocalypse. So I recommend it. I'm pretty sure it's on, I want to say it's on Netflix. But it's a good zombie movie. The next one was a TV show that I watched based on a Stephen King book, 11/22/63, where a teacher, played by James Franco, is able to go back in time 2 years before JFK gets assassinated, and the show is about him trying to go back in time and stop this assassination. But it's Stephen King, so Stephen King's got to put a lot of Stephen King-y stuff in there. Basically, the whole premise of the show is that time pushes back. If you try to change things, something will always push back somehow, Josh Duhamel's in it, and George McKay's in it, who I really like. And who's that female actress that's in it? Hold on. 11/22/63 IMDb. There's a female actress in it that I really like. She's the main female lead. Sarah Gadon. Gaden? I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Gaden. I don't think I've seen her in Jack anything. Oh my god. Oh wait, she's in that movie Enemy, but she's also in Dracula Untold. Anyways, moving on. But this show was really cool. I talked to my friend who read the book, and there's, of course, some stuff changed up from the show. But basically the whole show is about, just James Franco trying to prevent this, and he, starts following Lee Harvey Oswald and all this stuff, and, he tries to change things in the past because he knows people in the future that he's trying to, help them out. But this show actually had, from my memory, 2 very good, human interaction scenes, because obviously James Franco is from the year 2016, 2017, something like that. He's from early. He's not early, but he's from present day. And he goes back to time to, 1963, where people were racist as shit, but the show had 2 really good scenes where I was like, oh, fuck, that's really good, because, he gets a job as a teacher back in 1963, and the receptionist is a black African American woman, and of course, him being from present day, where racism exists, but not to the extent of what it did at that time. He's making himself a coffee, and he turns around and goes, "Hey, do you want one?" And of course, everyone fucking shuts down, and she looks at him like, "Oh, you're talking to me?" And she gets all bashful, really she's so happy that someone talked to her like that and offered her something, and every other white teacher there was just staring him down what the fuck did you just say? And I thought that was really cool, because I was like, that's a really good human interaction scene of he's from the future where you see people as people, you don't see them as somehow beneath you for no fucking reason. But I thought that really stood out. And then there's another scene later where, of course, she runs out of gas, and she has to walk to a gas station. She's like, "Hey, can I purchase some gas?" And the guy's like, "Oh, hell no, we're a white gas station only." And, of course, James Franco happens to drive by, and she's, distraught, and she's crying. And he's like, "Oh, what's wrong? What's wrong?" And she goes, "I'm out of gas, and my car's broken down a few." And he's like, "It's okay, I'll get you some gas." So he goes in, and, or the guy comes running out and goes, "Hi, sir, how can I help you?" He goes, "Oh, yeah, I just want to purchase, a gas can." And the guy's like, "No, obviously you're going to give it to her." And he goes, "What does that matter?" And he goes, "No, I'm not going to give it to you." And then he's like, he goes, "Are you kidding me?" So he goes over, grabs the gas can, and the gas station attendant's like, "No, man, you can't do this." And he tells him to shut the fuck up. And he throws money at him. He walks off with her in his car, and he's just helping her out. And I really enjoyed that scene because, again, he's helping her, and he's showing this woman of how she should be treated. I don't know. I really like that scene. But this movie was really cool, and it was really dark, and also it's Stephen King. Stephen King does a really good job when it comes to atmospheric horror, and there was a lot of stuff happening in the show. And at the end, him and his girlfriend Sadie are trying to prevent the assassination, but they're basically being stopped by ghosts. It's wild as shit. It has a very bittersweet, sad ending, but it's good. It was a good ass show. Unfortunately, it's James Franco. James Franco sucks as a human being, but damn, if you're able to look past that, 11/22/63 is a pretty solid show in my personal opinion. I liked it. The next movie it is a movie, but this movie is, I want to say, probably one of the best movies ever made. But it is hard to watch. I'll be honest with you, it's just hard to watch. 12 Years a Slave. I wanted to watch this movie for quite some time. I finally sat down and watched it. Damn. That's all I gotta say is just damn. That movie is so harsh. It's so good though, but it's Graveyard of Fireflies or Requiem for a Dream. It's harsh because it just shows how shitty people were and are, just this free man being forced into slavery, and then 12 years he's struggling to get out, and every time he thinks he's about to, he gets screwed over in some way or form. But oh my god, the acting is so good, and the story is so it's true, it's gnarly because it's so true, but the characters are so fucking bad, but then also good. You're rooting for him so much but you're like, oh shit, I know you're not gonna get saved because I'm only 45 minutes into the movie. There's no way you're about to get saved. But I watched it and I was like, man, I don't know if I'm ever gonna watch this movie again because it's one of those movies that's so good and so in depth and deep and it's soulful and it's just fuck, man. And everything about it's so harsh. Like, Michael Fassbender plays a real good bad guy. Like, he plays a plantation owner, but he's just insane. He's just a bad man. And then you have Benedict Cumberbatch, who's playing also like a slave owner, and he's also like a bad man, but he's like he's kind of good, but not good enough, you know? Like he's like, he says something so you're like, oh, hey, he's kind of a good person, but then he just turns around and doesn't help, and I'm like, oh, you're still a piece of shit, aren't you? And the main actor is, oh god, I'm gonna butcher his name, so please bear with me as I... 12 years... slave. Oh, Jesus. Chiwetel Ejiofor? Chiwetel Ejiofor? How the fuck do you pronounce that name? I don't fucking know, but I love this actor. He's one of my favorite actors. He's in Doctor Strange 1 and 2. He was in this Serenity movie. I fucking love that guy, but goddamn, I can't pronounce that guy's name worth a damn. But I really recommend this movie. It is a great ass drama. Like, it's just because it's based on a true story. It's real, but even if it wasn't fully real, there's realism in it, and it's just, it doesn't hold back any punches, and it doesn't add flair. Because I'll be honest, I watch a few, you know, like based on true stories, drama movies, this and this, and sometimes there's a little too much flair. Like they put a little too much, like, oh hey guys, let's remember we're making a movie here, so let's put some flair, let's put some spectacle, let's put some special stuff over there. Let's make something up. Let's do some little stuff here and there. But this one doesn't do any of that. From start to finish, this is basically just a man's life for 12 years, and it's just, there's nothing theatrical about it. Like, it's so just straightforward and raw, but god, it's great. I recommend it. If you want to watch a really good drama movie, I recommend 12 Years a Slave. Well, that's the end of this, that's the end of class. Those are my 3 recommendations of 3 movies, or, sorry, 3 pieces of media that I watched, in the last couple years. Hashtag Alive, a zombie apocalypse movie, really, really good. 11/22/63, based on a Stephen King novel, really good TV show. And then 12 Years a Slave, a really good, strong movie. Could not recommend it enough because, again, I think it's one of the best movies ever made. So I'll see you guys next time in class. Thanks for stopping by.